Alrighty people, today I will be going over Akali, a champ that I have still yet to even come close to mastering after playing her for well over 30 hours, but I am still going to give it my best shot at showing you all the most important things I learned while suffering through this champ for the sole purpose of this stupid video. Now, as you all clearly know, every single how to play video on League of Legends starts off with a person dying a lot, right? That is how that works. Wait a minute. Alright, you're not here to watch me die over and over. I'm just going to let this death finish, and then I'm here to show you how to play Akali the right way. Now the AoE layout you see right now is her Q. It's supposed to be cone-like, but that really looks like a rectangle to me. And I didn't just skip her passive, this ability kind of intertwines with it. This ability throws out shurikens in that cone and slows if it hits enemies on the tip of it. Also, if you have above 80 energy when you use it, you can gain some life back. This is where you get your sustain and laning phase. Now, the circle that appeared after I hit that dummy with my Q, this is her passive. Basically, whenever you manage to hit an enemy with an ability of hers, the circle will pop up. If you manage to exit the circle, you will get an empowered auto attack, which gives you more damage and more range. This is Akali's W. It is honestly just a smoke donut that prevents you from being able to be targeted. Now, keep in mind, if there are any AoE non-target requiring abilities coming at you, then they will damage you. This ability also conceals you from tower shots. This is a must-have for actually getting out of fights alive. Now, use this ability to either kite around the enemy and beat the shit out of them, or hide until help arrives. Akali's E is an ability that for the life of me I can only hit around 42% of the time. It is super small, so hitting it is extremely difficult. This is a 2-proc ability that lets you throw a shuriken on the first proc and flip you backwards. The second proc will then have you kick yourself to them, both dealing equal damage. You can also, for some reason, use this on your donut to go into it. Whenever you use this ability, be warned you get punished for missing it, because it does flip you backwards. Now, of course, you can use this to your advantage to get out of situations, because you can flip over some small walls.
I am my own master, just the way I like it. Fun.
Now her ultimate is pretty okay to say the least. It is a 2-proc ability. The first proc micro stuns the enemy and has you leap over them. When I say micro, I literally mean it is smaller than my IQ, and it is already hard enough to be that small. Her second proc on the ultimate is a dash and deals massive damage as an execute. Only use this ability as an execute. I cannot properly represent this due to the fact that I am fighting a dummy and cannot really execute it. Now, onto some amazing combos that I definitely didn't have to look up to figure out how to do. The first combo is only useful if the enemy actually has no missing chromosomes, because in low elo, nobody tends to actually peel for the ADC or carry in general, so this doesn't really apply 90% of the time. Basically, what you're going to do is use your E whilst pointing at the tank blocking the ADC, but flash to the side exposing the ADC. The cast time on the E is short enough so they won't really have time to react, but also long enough so you can actually flash before it throws it. You will not actually see me use this in any of my actual gameplay coming up, because I didn't even know this until after recording this. This combo you will actually see me use a lot. It is basically used to extend your ultimate's range by flashing. It is quite a beautiful thing, as it really increases your range a good amount. Now with this, I almost always use it on the first proc so I can get the stun off, but I have used it on the second proc a couple of times before to secure kills, and it feels amazing when you do. The rest of this video is going to be from my best 2 games with this champ, only my kills though, because as we discussed before, none of you want to learn from a guy who dies. I'm also going to go over different things about this channel, as this is my first video that's going to be uploaded. Now there will be cuts and such throughout it, but I'm not going to create a script for it so you all can see the real me. Alrighty guys, this is me, basically. 95% of the games you all see me play, I will probably have the username WinClark, and that's because most of these games, that was my username before I decided to make a channel. The whole premise of this channel is the fact that I'm not better than a lot of people, but my goal is to be. So, like with this series, I'm just going to play specific champions until I think I'm better than the average person. And looking back on the first track that you'll see whenever I started this audio, when I went on the Vel'Koz, that was, in my opinion, an above average play because I had decided to E the Shroud. Once I killed him to get out of turret range quick enough, I went back to it. I don't think all kinds of Akalis would think of that, and honestly, looking back, I don't think I did either, but it happened. Basically, the principle behind this series is going to be going through champions and not necessarily mastering them. It's getting them to mastery 4, yes, but when I say that, I want to personally be better than not most, but some of the people that play that champion mainly. I want to have a better understanding than the average Joe. So yes, I am playing the champions up until mastery 4, and that's when I'll be able to release the video. So, some more about this channel that, considering this is the first video that's getting uploaded, I plan on uploading mainly League, but I do have a series in mind on a somewhat, I think, dying game, Arma 3, but it's a little bit of a role-playing series based off of Altus Life. We'll see how that goes. It all depends on if I can actually do what I need to make that work. But the main thing right now is pushing League content. The next champion that I'm going to do this with is probably going to be Alistar. The reason is because my thought process on this is going to be like, hey, I'm going to go in order of champion release date, and I don't know if I got that right because I just went on the League thing and hit release date, and Akali popped up first, and then I went Alistar. But after that, I'm just probably going to go in random order after Alistar because I don't think that's in the right order, if I'm going to be completely real. And I didn't Google it because I just trusted League's webpage, but Now, I know I don't have any more content out right now, but I promise you all, I will have basically the same exact formatted videos, unless you all don't like this format, in which case just tell me in the comments and I'll switch it up. This is actually the second fucking fire detector. Alright, this is actually the second time I've made this video. The first one is super depressing and boring, and my friend, he watched it and he was like, don't you dare upload that because it was so bad. So this came out, which is 20 times better in my opinion. I guarantee you all more content like this is going to come out, so don't let that be a fear of subscribing. Alright? And if you all have a preferred champion you want me to do, just let me know in the comments and I will 100% do it. Thank you all for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one.